Previously on Survivor Branford. After 5 intense tribal councils, what was left of the mariners and smugglers merged to begin the next phase of the game. With the luxury of time to plan, the smugglers agreed to play up the story of Danny's vote out to the mariners in order to portray a divided tribe. Few on the mariners bought into the story though, and began concentrating their efforts on flipping Haley, the only new player among the smugglers' alliance. Once it became clear that Haley was locked in with Sam and Michelle, the mariners began pursuing a more promising lead, working with Lisa and Lexi, who felt at risk being at the bottom of the 5. After their idea of targeting Ryan was rejected by the rest of their alliance in favor of putting the votes on Pat, Lisa and Lexi heavily debated joining the others and voting out Sam, which would cause a seismic shift to the game's power structure. But ultimately, Lexi and Lisa stood by what they knew and went along with the plan to vote out Pat, striking a blow to the numbers and to the morale of the minority. 8 are left. Who will be voted out tonight?
So we all, you, me, Ryan, and Patrick all voted the same way. Clearly, we're now the 3 targets, right? But I don't think Lisa and Lexi are actually aligned with the other 3.
I don't know. I feel like the tea leaves are showing.
Yeah.
They're gonna need something to change. Seems like you did not vote the same way you told me. You guys told me like Sam, so I was like, okay, that's the plan.
Spur of the moment decision.
So I'm happy I survived. I mean, I guess not super surprisingly, they kind of pull the move. Don't go for the most obvious target in case I did have an idol. I thought there was a chance Lisa and Lexi would stay with us, but it seems like they're just on the ship with Michelle and Sam and Haley. I think it's pretty much me, Ryan, and Steven by ourselves on the bottom.
What happened was the only thing I heard anyone say my name or your name. I feel like I have no one. I'm happy to go whatever direction can help get me farther. I'll give you an oyster shell. If you try and protect me for this round.
I kind of got aired out by all you guys, so my targets are now other people that targeted me.
If you'd like over there, I would give you 2 oyster shells. I feel like you're in a good position, but then are you gonna get squeezed out?
Last time we chatted, you were like, vote for Dennis. It'll be a good indicator of your loyalty.
And you did not.
And I did not. Yes.
Right.
You also did not.
I did not. And the one thing we thought was nobody's going to expect Patrick.
Yes.
I had no rapport with Patrick, so I had no problem with him. You didn't vote Dennis. I think that was kind of an indicator. Okay, they're still a strong 4.
Yeah. And now we're a very weak 3. So last time I voted for you.
No!
Can you believe it?
I can't. You gotta imagine, I'm throwing votes on this guy, he might come back at me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of what I think we're expecting, is that the 3 of us are going to get picked off 1, 2, 3.
I love the group of 3 that we had going into the tribes, so I could work with you guys.
Okay.
But long term, I just feel like if I am with that group of 6, where am I? I would have preferred the vote to be, Michelle or Lisa. We were banking on trying to get Lexi and Lisa to flip with us. It didn't really go that way. Pat got blindsided, which is a little sad, but I'm here with my idol still. I need to wait my time, play the idol when it's opportune. There's paths and there's ways this game can change, and I have to keep working on breaking that up. It sucks voting for Sam, who I came to this game really wanted to work with, and I did work with early in this game, and now I gotta deal with the consequences.
Sam seems mad. I was expecting
I think
to be that mad. I heard that. Yeah, he's not.
Honestly, what it came down to was worry about your guys' group voting together, and I heard separately from 2-3 different people on your guys' side that they were willing to shake things up, and yours was the name that the most people were down for.
That kind of hurt me, it's kind of going against our initial 4 that I was still kind of open to entertaining.
Were you guys ever voting Dennis?
I heard it could be me or Sam. Sam heard that it could be him or me. So frankly, at that point, to save our own rear ends,
we're like, if we put votes on Dennis, that's too risky.
And I'll give you this. I mean, I just got this from Pat, so here you go. There's a shell. I feel like I owe you that at the very least. Despite like what we had in our original tribe, which I really enjoyed, like it felt like the swap tribes like almost mattered more, like the vibe that I was getting.
I feel like we mentioned some things last round and those didn't happen, and that's okay. At some point, it seems like it's that 3 versus your 2, so I know you guys got to make a move at some point. So
I told you guys I was going to stick with you, and I did.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fully true to my word there.
Yeah.
I think me and Lexi feel like we've been a little, like, steamrolled. Like, I know we're, like, a 5, but it's also hard to be, like, the minority of, like, the group.
And that's not to say, like, you and Lexi will be in the bottom. Like, anything can happen at that point.
I'll be honest, you're the only one I'm not sure if you're, like...
Are you serious?
Well, because, like, everybody else was like, up for Ryan, and then last minute you were like, no.
If he played the idol, it was me or Sam.
So then, if he had an idol, then...
He would have played it last time. He doesn't have one. There's no way.
I talked to you and you, and both of you individually said at the last minute you were Ryan. And then when we checked with Michelle, after that, it was like all back to Pat. Michelle has you two like wrapped around her finger, because if her one vote can sway the 3 of you to change like that, that tells me that, and that also tells me that you 3 are tighter than us 2, and me and Lisa waiting to just get picked off. So it either works and we go full force, or it doesn't work.
Actually, I didn't think of that.
I didn't think of that either. And that's kind of what happened, is Michelle was like, I don't like how this is happening, and she kind of...
I don't know, it's scary because I do feel tighter with you and Michelle,
Yeah.
and Lexi brings up a good case. Ryan gave me another one of those oyster shells. Like, hey, thanks for the oyster shell,
Yeah.
but I don't know if you're telling the truth right now. I called him out, I said, listen, dude, you just wrote my name down. I get it strategically, but it's like...
Yeah, and he seemed like he was going, like, solid, like, with working with us, but then I could just tell that he was like, no.
I think he did it to appease me.
I feel like the fact that they were able to just like steamroll us with the Patrick vote last time. Honestly, I'm just kind of upset about that, because I feel like you and I are in the disadvantage in that instance where when they make a decision like that, if you and I don't go along with it, like, we're now in the minority. And so, like, we've been budging, and they're not, if you're not going to meet us halfway.
Yeah. What happened? I feel like it's always hard to, like, make a big move with the merge and, like, flip things up, and you never know if it's, like, going to be you. So, like, I just wanted to make sure we had the numbers there. But I know that long term, like, it does not make sense to stick with them. And you're, like, somebody who I want to work with.
The only 3 that currently exist is Sam, Michelle, and
Kayla, yeah. So that definitely needs to get broken up in the near future, because once you get, you know, past like 7 people, it's like they're just always in the majority.
I'm nervous about letting them go another round. I feel like now is the right time, because you've just aligned yourself with them and proven that like you're 5 and you're gonna pick the rest of us off. And so I don't think they're expecting it.
I feel like I could definitely like work to like get like a Dennis out, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
Dennis always like worries me, so it's like, do I try to break up that 3, or do we like get Dennis? Okay. I know exactly where we're coming from, and I don't like the looks of those 3 either.
Alright, Dennis, you're up first. So everybody make your selection and put the rest of your paddles on the floor. Okay, Dennis, what have you selected? Number 4. We'll go one at a time, so Haley. 4, okay, that's a match. Lexi, 2, Sam, another 4, Steven, 3, 1, 3, and 2. Okay, so Dennis got 2 matches, so that's 4 times 2 is 8, times 7 is 56. And now who didn't match Dennis? 3, 4, 7, 9, 11. So 56 minus 11 is 45. So Dennis gets a 45. Alright, everybody make your selection. Sam, whenever you're ready, you can show us what you're going to choose here. Alright, Sam, show us what your selection is. 3. Okay, we'll start with Haley again. 5, Lexi. 3, Dennis. 2, Steven. 4, Michelle. 1, Lisa. 3, and Ryan. 2. So that's another 2 matches. So that's 3 times 2 is 6, times 7 is 42. And then who didn't match Sam? 1, 5, 7, 12, 14. So 42 minus 14 is 28. So Sam gets a 28. So Dennis is still in the lead. Everybody make your next selection. Alright, Steven has a 4. Okay, Haley, 2, Lexi, 1, 2, 1, 1, 4, and 2. Okay, so 1 match, so that's 4 times 7 is 28. You can hold up your paddles again, so 3, 6, 9. So 28 minus 9, 19. Okay, Ryan, whenever you're ready. Ryan goes 2. Okay, Sam's eager to show he matched Ryan. Okay, how about Dennis? 1, another 1, 4, 5, 2, and 5. So 2 matches for Ryan, so that's 2 times 2 is 4, times 7 is 28. And then all the ones that didn't match him is the 5, 10, 14, 15, 16. So 28 minus 16 is 12. Okay, let's see. What is your choice? 4. Okay, we'll start with Haley. 3, 5, 1, 4. So that's a match. 5, 4, second match. Okay, and a 3. So 4 times 2 is 8, times 7 is 56. And then we have 6, 11, 12, 17. So 56 minus 17 is 39. So close, but Dennis still leading with 45. Okay, Michelle, have you made your choice? 3. Okay, start with Haley again. 2, 1 from Ryan, a 1 from Dennis, a 5 from Sam, 1 from Lexi, 3 from Lisa, and Steven has a 2. So that's 1 match at 3 times 7 is 21, and then what's the sum of the remaining? So that's 3 in the front, 5, 6, 7, 12. 21 minus 12, so 9. Lisa, Haley, or Dennis is going to win this challenge. We know that, but who's it going to be? Alright, let's make our next selections. Lisa takes 4. Okay, Haley, what do you have? 4. Ryan with a 5. Dennis with 2. Sam with a 4. Lexi with a 1. Michelle with a 5. And Steven has a 4. So that's 3 matches. So 4 times 3 is 12. Times 7 is 84. Thank you for the assist. And then who did not match Lisa? So we have a 5, 10, 11, 13. So 84 minus 13 is 71. So Lisa is now in the lead. Haley looking for her second straight challenge win. Lisa looking for her first ever individual immunity win. Wonder if the other 6 players have a rooting interest for who might take this one down. So Haley, whenever you're ready. Haley's going big with a 5. Let's see. Okay, Lisa, what did you pick? 2, 2, 5, 5, 2, 5, and a 1. So 5 times 3 is 15, times 7 is 105. Yep, thank you again. And what did she not match? Not that it matters, but 1, 3, 5, 7, so 98. And once again, Haley has won individual immunity. Oh, get out of the box. Alright, Haley, individual immunity is yours once again. You've made it to day 2 of Survivor Branford. As for the rest of you, one of you is going to become the 7th person voted out of this game.
Haley, I don't think you're wearing that hat, right?
I was gonna say, I don't know if that's it.
Look, yeah, I mean, I'm clearly like on the bottom out of the list. You're like, whatever you guys, either both of you like want to. Michelle, like, she's like, last year she won like almost every immunity. And like,
Michelle has a record of doing well in
yeah,
individual challenges.
Yeah, I'm in a tough spot. I think it's either Ryan or me.
That's for now. Like I said, I just want to be kind of like in the majority. And if there's any way you can push it toward Steven or Ryan, and if it's not really like that'd be great.
I'm like torn right now between going Dennis, because I feel like he's a big threat and I want to get him out, or going with Ryan. I'm leaning more towards Dennis.
Somehow, everybody's always been like working at Dennis out, and he's still
never
made it.
Yeah.
He like slows theirs away.
I'm at a point where I won these 2 immunity challenges. I probably have a target on my back now after this. I'm kind of feeling nervous and uncertain right now as to what to do, and I just gotta figure it out. I've heard a lot of people wanting to get Dennis out.
He tried to cut deals with me. I left it very ambiguous.
He offered you a shot.
Yeah, he offers. Okay, so he did that to you too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I didn't want to take that bait.
Dennis just kind of brings up into my head too. He's like, well, once you reach the final 5, if you go with the 5 of them, like, you're probably gonna be the first one voted out because you're the newbie.
We already talked about that though. If we do have that situation where it's us final 5, I think it's gonna be bad blood.
At that point, no.
Right, because I really just hope he doesn't have an idol.
I think Ryan made him an idol.
You guys want Dennis? Yeah, I think that's good. Okay.
There's 3 right now. There's gonna be 2 tomorrow.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Dennis is a wild. Yeah. You try to control Dennis. It's like you're trying to tame a wild animal.
He's more notable.
Who's a bigger threat long term? Is it gonna be Ryan or is it gonna be Dennis? It's probably Dennis.
I personally like getting to this point in the game and having Dennis still around always worries me.
Yeah, I feel like he has a feeling that it's coming his way soon. He's getting nervous.
So I think I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better about my position in this game if we can get Dennis out this time.
Does Dennis have suspicions?
I mean, I feel like there's no way that he doesn't
know.
If Dennis has an idol, you mean? Should we just throw one vote on like Ryan?
He had an idol.
Probably would have played.
What do you
Yeah.
play already? You want to do Dennis?
That's an option.
To me, it's not really the 5 of us that's an issue. It's Sam and Michelle being on the same page. I just think that the 2 of them need to be split up, and I think Michelle would be harder to get out later.
I could definitely go to Dennis possibly this time. I don't want to push it more than at least 1 week, but I would be fine with Michelle this week. Now is what I want to do.
We do have a 5 that's been pretty strong the last few rounds, but I think that 5 can only take us so far. I think within that 5, Sam and Michelle are just really strong together, and at some point, we're gonna have to shake that up a bit.
This is such a tough spot to be in. Like, I don't want to.
I
don't want to be the one to get out because I'm trying to do something.
I think if we use Steven and see,
I
turn them on there.
I would like that as a 4.
I know at some point I'm going to have to flip on Sam, Michelle, and Haley. They kind of just have too much control right now. I just really need to figure out how I want to time this.
I feel like either this one or the next one has to be the time where we get type of move. So I feel like I've started to set up some relationship with Steven, hoping that like when it comes down to it, if we need to, we can use that to flip it. If you're gonna take one of them out, you're gonna need to take either Sam or Michelle out because they're the ones that are calling the shots. If we weren't to get one of them out this round, it would have to probably be Dennis. I wouldn't trust Dennis to not go align with those other three instead.
So last time they definitely were floating your names out because they wanted to flush an idol out and vote Patrick off. Like their vote was going to either be Patrick or me. And now that they're pretty sure neither of you have idols, I think it might be one of you two.
I have it.
Oh.
I have it. So, if you want to do something like that, I'm down. I just want to be able to use it. Like, I'm willing to use it on either of you guys.
I don't want to waste it, and then we buy a round for ourselves, and then it's just start at +3 out the door right after.
I'd rather not play this idol if we can actually make some moves, but I feel like their side is scared to actually do anything until an idol comes into play. That might mean that it's getting played this round. If we do idol someone out, we do idol someone out. I have an idol in my pocket, I don't want to go home with that.
It's one of the three of us, I think.
Yes, it is. I don't even know if they're telling the truth, because I thought they were voting Dennis last round. So it could just be bluffing us over and over. Like, I could play it for Dennis now.
My name's gonna come up whether I'm getting votes or it's a decoy. Ryan has his idol. Would he play for me? I don't know. I mean, especially since even if it worked, we would still be down in the numbers 3 to 4.
I feel like they're voting for you. I think you have to do that. I don't know. I think I do. I think I'm gonna play it like tonight. I think you like even if it's played wrongly, you'll regret it if you hold on. I'm playing it, and I think Michelle. Okay. That's
Final 8. Welcome back to Tribal Council. I have to say, the last Tribal Council seemed like a very divisive vote. Ryan, saw you click to nod there. What's your reaction to how that last vote went for you?
It wasn't obviously what I wanted to happen because I voted in the minority, but it wasn't shocking either. It was by swap tribe lines, and those are the most recent connections we've all built. At some point, the game has to change. It just wasn't going to be that round. Will it be this round? I guess we'll see.
Let's see, when somebody votes in the minority at a crucial vote like that, is there no coming back?
I mean, I think you still have options. I don't think that you should attack a round with any less intensity because of how the last one went. I think that like you just gotta take it one step at a time.
Sam, so it was very nearly you the last vote. Did you feel like you had to do any kind of damage control this round, or work extra hard to make sure your name stayed off the block this time?
I did have to go address those people there and say, hey, like, why? And just be honest with you. To the people who wrote my name down, and I made it honest to them. I understand strategically from a game perspective why they do what they have to do.
Steven, hate to call it the obvious here, but all of the returning players are still in the game right now, which is unprecedented for Survivor Branford. So, is that a coincidence, or what's going on?
I don't think it's a coincidence. I think a lot of alliances were formed based on some familiarity or respect with some games, but I also think at the very beginning of the game, folks who had played before had a better sense of how to navigate that awkward, like, pre-first vote time, and made some tight alliances that a lot of the newbies kind of didn't really think to do. And because the newbies weren't that organized, they are gone. But I am here.
You are here, but how much longer do you think you'll be here for?
Well, I gotta say, if I can draw out this answer, it'll be at least 2 minutes.
Lisa, do you have a good sense for what you think is about to go down at this vote?
You know, Jim, it's tough. It's done about a 180 from last game where I was getting votes every time. I kind of knew who was against me. Versus now I haven't gotten a single vote yet. And I don't know if I'm less anxious or more anxious because of that.
Michelle, do you play this round any differently? Knowing that if you just make it through this vote, you're into the second day and you have plenty of time to think to yourself and strategize for tomorrow?
I mean, at this point in the game, I think the mental, physical exhaustion is kind of really sinking in for all of us. So we had a lot of conversations and things kind of went in circles and whatnot. As far as tomorrow, that'll be a new day.
Hey definitely can't forget about you and your second straight immunity win. Do you think that in winning that hat twice in a row now, people might be thinking that we need to get her out when she doesn't win one of these challenges?
Oh, absolutely. I think it puts a huge target on my back. But all I can do is talk to people and try to make plans and figure out a way to stay in the game. Right now, I'm just sitting here happy that I won this immunity challenge and hoping for the best tomorrow.
One other thing I think is that this has been a very straightforward game in terms of advantages and idols, I'd say. There hasn't been much going on, and that's fine. Some games go like that, but is that unnerving to anybody? Just like, people think, oh, everything's owned at this moment, just when's it coming out, and is it coming out against me? Is there any kind of fear or trying to work around that as you strategize for these votes?
I mean, there's 8 people and there still could be 3 idols, so you know, you never know.
Yeah, I think it's very rare in the history of this game that like idols have actually gone unfound. It's definitely unnerving to not know where those are.
Sam, how do you work that balance around promoting your own game in terms of finding clues and advantages with the limited time you do have to talk to everyone else?
I think there's a mixture of factors that go into that. Advantages. What are you talking about with that?
Well, I'll say that this is one of the most impressive looking tribal councils that we've done before, so wouldn't it be sweet to have an idol come out or an advantage? So the host can dream, but we'll see what ends up happening. Is there anything anybody would like to add or to just say before we do this last vote of the day? Okay, then let's do this last vote of the day, and Sam, you're first.
Said first, and this is the name I'm sticking with.
If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now would be the time to do so.
Alright, Jim. I know you wanted some fireworks. This is pulling me in my shoe. I don't know if it's gonna matter, but I'll shoot one off. One first for myself and make it a day 2.
This is a hidden immunity idol. All votes cast for Ryan will not count, and I'll read the votes. First vote, Ryan, does not count. Michelle, 1 vote Michelle. Dennis, 1 vote Dennis, 1 vote Michelle. Dennis, 2 votes Dennis. Dennis. 3 votes Dennis, 1 vote Michelle. The 7th person voted out of Survivor Branford, Dennis. Dennis, that's enough. So bring me your torch.
Not surprised that happened in some ways. It's better when you kind of see it coming than being blindsided. Why in the world would they go for Ryan over me when it was pretty clear I didn't have an idol? I told Ryan to play it on himself. Like, I wouldn't ask him to play it on me and then be like, he goes out. It was a fun season overall, disappointing to kind of wind up in the middle kind of is kind of often happens. But Ryan can kind of pull some other rabbit out of his hat and make it farther. Ryan I was kind of ride or die with, and like we were working well together. Gonna give all my oyster shells, I have 3 of them, to Ryan.